Of the Lord, this one I'm shining today. I am moving, help till it in the Lord. It's good to serve the Lord. It's good to praise His name, because praises will give you blessing. When you praise God, He will bless your life in return. I have the blessing of God in my possession. I have the healing of God in my possession. I can boast, I can shout, hallelujah. So blessed with the blessing of the Lord. This one I'm shining today. I am moving, help till it in the Lord. It's good to serve the Lord. It's It's good to praise His name, because praises will give you blessing. When you praise God, He will bless your life in return. I have the blessing of God in my possession. I have the healing of God in my possession. I can boast, I can shout, hallelujah.
Discredit him, you accuse him. What do you think the CDC going to do? 2023, they're going to play the tape. And Kev, you know that when the CDC say, you know what, when Democratic Party say play the tape, when Republicans say play the tape, you know exactly where is this going. Today would be a day to remember when it comes to Liberty Party. Maybe some of you guys are afraid, but at least I would say,
yeah. You know, I always hate Musability and harder, you know, but sometime in life you listen to some things and then you question and certain things, and you want to go there and what Musability was saying, you know, we try to stop him. But I think he's right. You calling a man, you know, Musability said things I should give my children. I should give to my children. I put it on.
Okay, I want to go on the record and say this because some of them, when I hear this again, because I've always said this, if Cummings manages and becomes the standard bearer of the CPP at the convention, I, Henry Pedro Costa, will not support Alice Cummings for the presidency because politically, I do not support Alice Cummings. And I want all of my people to know that. The COP that I'm chairman of will not endorse Alice Cummings to become standard bearer of the CPP. I want all of my supporters to know that. The COP will only endorse
law. Nobody followed the rule of
so why was we a technical director of the Lone Star under Taylor? He was supporting a lawless administration, or he just has no values?
No, let's talk about the government.
He was technical director.
Let's talk about the government.
Let's talk about you making $20,000 sitting in America. You don't even do any work at any ministry. You make $20,000. We have the transfer papers. What about that? Is that consistent with the rule of law? Which part of the PFM law are we reading from that they're paying you $20,000 on a monthly basis? How do you feel when you hear people crying about hunger in Monrovia, when you are making $20,000 that you don't work a day in your life for?
Okay.
So you want to talk to me about rule of law? You're so far away. You and rule of law, you're going in separate directions.
No, let's talk about this now. You know,
let's talk about your $20,000. Maybe you want to start with an apology for living off the Liberian people without doing the work. Why don't you start there? Say, I apologize for accepting $20,000 from the government to sit on spoon and politicize the suffering of my country. Apologize for that. Then I'll see you a credible questioner that I can have a decent conversation with.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll have to deal with you just because you're on spoon.
But you see, and I know you.
International call. I will take this first call, Diamond, please. Good evening. You are live on Spoon Talk. Your name and where you calling from, please.
Good evening. Good evening. Let me say good evening to your panelists. This is Daniel Sando, and I'm following the conversation from Rovia. I listened to a redundant argument from Mr. Isaac Jackson, and I think it's very comical. I do not think that the conversation here tonight is for Mr. Dillon, but being the person he is, he would rather be used for an entertainment purpose. I just want to indicate, as an executive of the Liberty Party, that the chairman of the Liberty Party is not being truthful to himself. You cannot go to the executive committee of the party and begin to insinuate, make positions known that you are supportive of Mr. Cummings, and then when you come to the public, you say you don't have a side. I think it is wrong. As a leader, you have to own up to the decision that you take. What Mr. Benedict doesn't know is that the people who defended him, when the entire country descended against him, including the Isaac Johnson with whom they are entering into an holy matrimonial affair today. I see the two of them on your platform, and their views are very mutually enforcing, right? When Isaac Johnson then mounted the podium to bring insult on him, it was a very DeLong, Daniel Sando, and everybody in the Liberty Party that came to his defense. What he hasn't realized is that to become a chairman of the Liberty Party, there are too many persons who look up to you. And to become chairman is not for yourself. The reason why he find himself in a kind of problem today is because he had a motive. I'm not too sure that he's been very frank with the conversation you people are having here. He should have told you that he had divided the Liberty Party because he's a communist operative. He said that he go to the executive committee, Mr. Cummings will give him $5 million, he's going to empower members of the executive committee. He should have said all those things. That's why he has fallen problem of the party. Okay? And when the political leader people ask him, Mr. Chairman, the political leader has the power to provide political direction for the party, not knowing that he had already altered the constitution. Even the issue of the constitution, when it came up, the political leader convened a meeting. He vehemently opposed any internal investigation. Today, I'm shocked to hear that he's encouraging internal investigation. The issue should be resolved internally. I think the party, as Chairman Sembi said, the party is bigger than anybody's individual interest. But to be frank to the Liberian people, Liberty Party is why it is today. We are a laughing stock in the public because Mr. Benedict is chairman and because he's been very self-serving. Every decision he made is about what he's going to benefit in the end. And I don't think that's why his chairmanship was about.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Daniel Sando, Liberty Party. We're going to pause and allow Musa to jump in. I gave another 30 seconds to answer. Musa, you go first. You want to respond?
I have nothing to say about that, man.
He accused you of $5 million.
No, hold on, guys. Let's hear from Musa. Musa, can you respond, please? What you said?
No.
Okay. Minister Miguel, DeLong, and DeLong said that let Minister Miguel tell us where he got the money from to buy his home. In less than 6 weeks into his position, he was able to go and get money to buy his home. I think actually we need clarity on that. What's going on between you and the sitting senator? Why is he coming up with this story?
I really did not want to respond to DeLong. In 1997, DeLong had an opportunity to work with Minister of Justice in the Solicitor General office. And by 98, I was working in the Attorney General office at the time. I was at the University of Liberia, going to school at the university. I don't know which school DeLong was in at the time. But however, he and I worked at the Minister of Justice for 4 years. And I thought DeLong the fact that now he's a senator, you'll be more mature. But the fact that DeLong is accusing me of a horse that I bought or I entered in 4 years ago and tried to accuse me of corruption only suggests that he really doesn't have an issue. Somebody needs to ask DeLong when he declared his asset. He declared that he had $3.50. He worked for 9 months. According to him, he was making $5,000. By the end of the 9 months, he had $96,000 in account plus $20,000, $24,000 US dollars. That's over 100 and something thousand. Calculate. I don't know where he got the money from. But there's a real issue that I don't want to go to, and Delon knows. And Delon does not want me to expose him because I'm the Minister of State, and I know telephone calls that I get from these individuals. And so I don't want to go into Delon's closet. Because if I go into Delon's closet, Delon will be disgraced. But the good news is, if Delon is only accusing me of a horse, and he claimed that because I said I will get a loan from one bank, please suggest or suppose that no other bank will give me a loan, then something wrong with him.
Mr. McGill, I'm gonna interrupt you. You don't want to go in there, but I'm gonna go in there. Senator Delon, pressure the government of Liberia, the administration, for $2 million before and he would take part to sign for the new banknotes. For him, he and his Liberty cronies.
Let me get your information on the banknote issue. Delon had made an argument that he wanted a report for the $4 billion before he would sign the agreement. He never had any disposition, but he was making some demands. The report was given to Delon. How the $4 billion was used. And I said, Senator Delon, you just get a check of $633,000 issuing Liberian labor, and you say asking how other people use the money. The central bank has issued that $1 billion was used on government expenditure. $2 billion went to a commercial bank, and the report is in your hand, and you're using the report and to say you want to do. So you cannot see Keith Hassan is saying because they were making demand for other issues, and they're now accusing people of being corrupt. But I think if you talk about corruption, Delon should ask himself. I think he's the main man who is in the center of corruption. And if Delon want to have a debate on the issue, we're exposing. And I'm ready to expose Delon. And he knows I'm ready. I'm ready to expose Delon on all his dirty deeds. Delon, how you got $96,000 now when you're making $5,000 per month? I'm on 9 times 5 a while. You know math. 9 times 5 are 45. Where you got the extra money from? And he proud to say he going to come radio. So let's not end a good conversation on the long issue. I beg you, gentlemen. I beg you.
Mr. Miguel, I understand Kev make some statement here tonight. Are you agreeing with what Kev said, that they don't demand $200 million?
Quick to apologize. You know, and I'm not going to shy away from it. Genesis chapter 1, God created heaven and earth, and he looked down upon his creation, and he said it was good. It pleased God. He looked at his creation, he said it was good. Genesis chapter 6, 5 chapters in between, God looked down on the earth and saw the wickedness of man. Genesis chapter 6, verse 6, they said God could regret it. Why he made man? God.
Genesis chapter 6, verse
Genesis
6.
chapter 6.
I'll go there.
Verse 6. Please go there.
Let's go. Be talking.
God Almighty, who knows everything in the future, created the heaven and earth and all that is in it. And he looked on his creation. He said it was good. 5 chapters after Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 6, verse 6. God looked down upon
Genesis chapter 6, verse 6.
Yeah.
And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
You see, God, who is God, know everything, the future, everything, got control of everything, can regret why he made man.
You say that to me, what?
Today, I direct Dylan regret why I did not make any move to prevent Musa ability from leading Liberty Party. I thought it was unfair to Musa And anybody in Musa's situation,
utter dishonesty to blame people who he encouraged to support CDC. And come and say, you support the CDC. Yeah. So Mr. Belete is a dishonest man. This man is genetically incapable of talking true. He lied about everything brazenly. He lied brazenly about everything. So that's the first thing you got to look at that thing. Mr. Belete, it was not the people alone that supported Joe. You campaign, you endorsed Mr. Joria for the second round against Councillor Blonsky ever. So why are you blaming our people for supporting Joria? That's wrong. So the first dishonesty there, we got to pick that dishonesty apart. The second thing is, Mr. Belete, try to be dishonest even with the truth. To say that, Mr. Joria, was supporting the Lone Star and you're endorsing. The facts are dissimilar. The analogy cannot be the same. All right? Mr. Belete is being accused of supporting a quote unquote of he being criticized in the public, for quote unquote buying car for Liberty Party because he is suffering under the weight of a huge corruption allegation. Unlike Mr. Josh Weir, everybody knows that Mr. Josh Weir support to the Lone Star, or everybody knew Mr. Josh Weir's support to the Lone Star came from his earnest labor on the pitches of PSD. While he was playing in Europe, his passion for soccer, he made his earnest living from the soccer pitch, and said, from my earnest living, I will support the team. So the Liberian people could not have criticized Josh Weir. Why would they have criticized him? Nobody had accused Mr. Joe Weir for corruption then when he was playing soccer. So the people knew. The Liberian people are intelligent people. They are wise, Mr. Belete. So the facts are dissimilar. You cannot draw a parallelism that, Mr. Weir supported Lone Star people embracing and supporting Liberty Party and people criticizing me. No, Mr. Belete, people are criticizing you because they genuinely believe that the money you are using is dark money. It doesn't come from a good source. And so you are under the weight of corruption allegation. People want to know what is the source of your money. So you can't compare oranges and apple. It's wrong. Utter dishonesty to blame people who he encouraged to support CDC. And come and say, you support the CDC. Yeah. So Mr. Belete is a dishonest man. This man is genetically incapable of talking true. He lied about everything brazenly. He lied brazenly about everything. So that's the first thing you got to look at that thing. Mr. Belete.
My friend and brother, how you doing?
I'm grateful to my maker, the fact that I'm here listening to all these inconsistent and consistent flaws, arguments when it comes to integrity, honesty, and sincerity of good discussion, especially discussing Liberia, so that we can move forward by correcting our mistake, our past, by examining and evaluating our present to make the future a better one. Regrettably, people who are at the center of these conversations, they are not trusted, they are not honest people, and they don't have any better agenda for the forward march of Mama Liberia. And that's what frustrates me a lot. Are we going to be here as an alien? And we go to Liberia, they refer to us as an alien because we don't live there. And we live here with condition. Shame on them.
As for me, the issue about Liberia, I said that in one of my quotations, I said that if Josh Weir become a citizen of our country, I will suspend my citizenship and declare myself as Namibian. Because there were a conscious mind and men and women live. I said that I will refer to myself as Burkinabe because I believe Thomas Sankara taught the people severe lessons. But yet, the people get into their katakun and they discover that Blaise Compaoré was not a good choice
They drove in out of the country. The people said, get on the street. They demonstrated. With our situations, the way things are going, Liberian people sit down and think that elections will come and they will go peacefully to the ballot bags and to go to remove that idiots. They are joking. They are joking. It happened in Guinea. Could take place when the citizens themselves is not benefiting from the good development of their country. It happened in Mali. It happened in Burkina Faso. When will Liberia come? Or are they satisfied with the living condition currently the brother and sister living? Are they satisfied with the way in which our brother then they are living? They are joking. They are surely joking. So for me, I grieve every day. I grieve every day that a man will graduate from college and not to find job. A girl will graduate from college. She is not to find job, but when she apply, and then the men then saying that they want to sleep with her before they can be able to give her a job. That make me sad about our country every day. That make me sad. And people are saying Libra is sweet. The poverty has become the hallmark of the day. Yakpa is moving with our brothers and sisters. Yakpa. But we are here tonight to discuss the issues. That's why that's the reason why the talk show is established for. For us to talk things that other people does not talk. For us to be able to unveil things that other people does not unveil on that talk show. Back to you.
All right, folks. Like I said, doing my opening statement, tonight is another night that we are grateful to our Maker to be breathing the air that we don't pay for. But before we get serious with the conversation, my host and I carry on a small commercial the last time. People have been asking what's going on. And you know why? We sincerely apologize. Starting tonight, we will do it before we go through, and then we'll do it before we end the show.
Yeah.
This is not the only thing we do for living, okay? We do this based on passion. We do regular work, and as a co-host, I have my own part-time, okay? The same way you got part-time, I got my part-time. My part-time is a home-based office. I said it the last time, and I've been forgetting with this, everything that's going on. So, we are operating a business here in North Dakota, legally registered with both governments, state and federal government, called Kangomas Multi-Services Consulting, LLC, established and operated by immigrants like you. Our acronym is KMC for short. Our telephone number is 267-648-8012. And the second number is 701-620-7009. Our specialized areas are affordable and quality family-based immigration services. If you want to send for your mom, you want to send for your pa, you want to send for your children, you want to send for your wife or your husband, we are here to help. We do phone consultation free of charge. You can call us anytime. And when we are to fill out your phone, of course, you got to pay us to do so, but very, very, very affordable, almost free. We also help our community members with not contested divorce. We are licensed to do life insurance and do auto insurance referral. And we also help with social services, low income immigrants that want to get some help from government. So far, so good. Again, if you want to get involved with any of these areas, give us a call on 267-648-8012 and 701-620-7009. That is business. Now we go to the advocacies and political talk. AB, our topic under consideration tonight is CEO Stanton Witherspoon / Spoon Network. What is his space / interest in Liberia's political future? And we have come to discuss this as a topic tonight, considering everything that is going on in Liberia, considering the platform that the young CEO of my age have created over just about one year or almost 2 years now, and also considering the enormous taxpayer time that have been allotted by our president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador George Manuel Weah, allotted to Stanton and his team in Liberia and leaving the Liberian people business. In addition to that, according to our 1986 Constitution, the primary responsibility of our government is to provide protection, security, and safety for all people, all of us, within the territorial confinement of our country. But when we see the government using our resources, taxpayer money, to provide state security, pay and hire, employ by the state to provide protection, VIP protection for Stanton Witherspoon and his team, then we need to talk about that. When we get a public announcement at the level of the government that Mr. Witherspoon and his team will be visiting the president church tomorrow, which is another embarrassing situation, and using our taxpayer money, then we, the people, have the right to discuss the individual and his network. We don't want to go back to the scenario of the 1980 and coming all the way to 1990, when one group of people thought that the state was for them and they could do anything they wanted to do, and they did it, and it got us to 1989 situation. We are not talking about that, but we want to be consistent about discussing our past and taking cue from our past. When certain people are favored by the state using our taxpayer dollars, and other people cannot get that same benefit, that equal benefit, then that's a problem. When other people radio stations have been closed down and they cannot easily go to Liberia, they have to carry on their own political maneuvering before they can go to Liberia, and they will not even be merely protected by police officers, and other people go to Liberia, they are protected by state security using our resources, then we have a concern. So we have come here tonight to give you the gist that you already know about, some of you, and to give you your perspective on the issue of Stanton Witherspoon, interest and his space, him and his company space in our political arena. There is no wrongdoing. If I want to be president tomorrow, I can declare it today or tomorrow morning. There is no wrongdoing. Under our 1986 Constitution, the requirements for presidency are: you must be a Liberian, you must be at least 35 years of age, and you must own at least 20 to 25,000 worth of property in Liberia. Everybody that meet up with that minimum requirements, you can put your hands up. You want to be representative, you want to be senator, you want to be president. But when the certain government decide to protect certain group of people or certain individual using taxpayer money, and they don't protect other people and the rest of the people, then that's a problem. And that's why we are here tonight. It'll be back to you.
You know, let me. You know, for me, it sound like all of you guys. Now, the thing that I've long been saying about this Stanton Witherspoon guy, the thing that I've long been saying, it is now coming out to reality. The thing I've long been saying, what I used to say before. I said that this man, he never worked to get the millions of dollars that he having. No. Stanton Witherspoon's father, his late father, because the medical operation that was done on his father, they sue the state and they get huge sum of 15 million. That one, it was all on the news, it was all on the media. But people like us, we don't read. Stanton Witherspoon, his lessons have been revoked. But that is not the issue. That is not the issue. But for when Herod Pentecostal arrived in our country, there are hardly a security been provided to him. Even when I believe, when I arrived, there will not be a maximum security that will be offered to me. Is it that Stanton Witherspoon have done something that other people cannot do? Or is it that they are now preparing him for the next elections to come? Is it that? Because Stanton Witherspoon, the board chairperson of a Spoon Network, it is my good friend, Thomas Fala. But we will take pause to watch some of a clip.
But AB, before we go to that, let me just let me just make this quick statement. According to one of the reporters of our friend and brother, James Samuel Goode-Flomo, he says Spoon Network does not have a board. He made that statement when he interviewed Honorable Jake Korba, and Korba leveled the same allegation that you just talked about. Goode-Flomo says Spoon Network is owned and operated by a single individual, and that individual is Mr. Stanton Witherspoon. So, is there any public information regarding board members of Spoon Network?
I am telling you, they are doing it secretly. I am telling you that Thomas Fala, he and myself talk almost all. He is a physician that can call me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it publicly on my show. He is the physician that can call me, and he and myself can lecture on other issues. Thomas T. Fala, he and myself can lecture on so many issues in the government. And he said to me, I'm not saying...
You will make a man will not call you again. The way you're talking publicly.
No, that's it. If he does not come again, for me, I don't want nothing from him, and he know that I don't want nothing from him, and he himself he don't want nothing from me. But maybe he himself, he want something from me, and that's the reason why the call used to come the way it used to come. But he is the board chairman. I'm not saying this because I want to just say it because of my audience. I am saying this because I know that it is true, and Thomas Fala himself, T. Fala himself. So what Goode-Flomo said, that is not counted because Goode-Flomo does not know the board members. Goode-Flomo does not know. He worked for Spoon as a reporter, but Goode-Flomo does not know some of the deed that the CEO carry on. So for me, you know, let me just play you guys the clip and so you know, for us, we are here to say the truth. I strongly suggest, I strongly believe, and from my inside out, what they have said to me, that Stanton Witherspoon, if you don't know, let me just say it, that Stanton Witherspoon want to become president for our country. That news you hear from Musa Belete once. You heard from Yeke Kolba too. And now I am saying to you that Stanton Witherspoon, he want to become president for our country. For a man to open all of the radio stations, for him to employ a seditionists, and for the man, look at the trend. The Eula representative, Eula sent a representative to Liberia. They never had a tete-a-tete discussion with the president for even 30 minutes. But Spoon Network crew have 4 hours, 4-hour discussions.
4 hours, 30 minutes, AB. 4 hours, 30 minutes.
They have 4-hour, 30-minute discussions with the president, and you can see the president laughing. You can see the president laughing with his large jawbone teeth. And then you want to tell me that I should not make my audience, no, that woman will resist it to intellectual death. Will resist it to intellectual death. After Josh Mann, we are leave from the president and say, we will make sure we will invest all our resources that we have. That no Southeasterner will become president for that country. We will make sure, Mr. Kumi he is already done. Mr. Kumi is done. Josh Mann, we are, as soon as he is been removed as the president, we'll make sure, and let me repeat that continuously, we'll make sure that Southeasterner, they will not test power. They put test power, they test power, they test power. Up to now, there is not a clear road from Monrovia to their hometown. Sometimes people have to spend weeks. Or you want to tell me that the Southeasterner never used their hair? So are you telling me that the Southeasterner, they never used their hair when they became president? Up to now, when I was working in the government, we used to take helicopter to go to Grand Crew and Maryland and other places. Because when we get on the road, it is just 1 week. We tired. So Witherspoon must spend all your money. I know he went to CO, he promised them $6,650. I don't know if $50 somewhere or what. Glory be to him for that. But we are saying, if he is thinking about that, let him say goodbye. Because we intellectually will engage him to our intellectual mark. We engage them that will make sure after judgment we are no Southeasterner. No Southeastern. The poor grandmaster, You want to tell me the poor of Grandmaster, they are not capable for them to become president of our country? Are you telling me the poor of Maryland, the poor of Kema, the poor are not capable of becoming president? Are you telling me the poor from Bomi, they are not capable of becoming president, or the poor from Nima, Mahunta? Are you telling me that they are not capable of becoming president? Or are you telling me the poor, our mother from Bon, they are not capable of becoming president? Is enough is enough. Josh, when we are leave the presidency, enough is enough. Back to you.
You know, AB, this Liberia story is kind of country chicken. It hard to done and hard to deal with. But for those of us who are political analysts, and those of us who read our history, we will continue to remind our national leaders, current government and future government, that corruption is not just about stealing money. Corruption could be political, using your political authority and influence to get things done against the law. Corruption is also taking resources from one spot to another spot that is not intended for that. Corruption is also favoritism and nepotism. It is corruption. So when we come here to say what we get to say, and we give you, and we play you clips, and you think that we just want to talk because we're less busy. We're not less busy. We are working adult. But just so you know, for those of you who don't know, we got about 328 people watching right now. By the time we end this show, probably we hit 2,000 to 3,000. But let me say it to you tonight again. The United States White House representative that represented the United States government and the President Joe Biden during our 200 years of existence celebration, she praised the government on the issue of historical and traditional diplomatic ties that have existed between Liberia and the United States of America. She outlined agreements in terms of treaties, diplomatic, in terms of trade, in terms of investment, in terms of assisting human resource capacity, economic, infrastructural, and human capacity assistance from the United States to the Republic of Liberia at different levels of governments. However, she re-emphasized the United States of America concern when it comes to massive corruption that are being carried out by this current government. And she outlined again, in addition to the resolution that came out from the United States Congress, consequences thereof. So whether you like it or not, it's not just us that saying it. We will continue to say it. The TRC document, whether you like the people that prepare that document or not, it's a good resource center for our country, for proper governance approaches today and the future. Corruption is live in our country. People that are in power, they are doing everything humanly possible to deny other people the level playing field to participate in our democratic environment. If we will prosecute Cabinet Janet, I will say it again, and you will continue to hear it. If this George Weah government will successfully carry on political prosecution of Cabinet Janet for opinion that he expressed in the chambers of the Supreme Court that should be protected under Article 41 of the Liberian Constitution, 1986, and successfully prosecuted somebody who presided over our military that was dysfunctional and brought it all the way to 2017, only because that minister, former minister, followed the directives of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia, the president. If we can prosecute Brandon Samuka and deny him his seat that the people of Lofa County unanimously voted him, and use our political presidential influence to ask the presiding officer of the Liberian Senate to unilaterally declare that seat vacant. But we are not prosecuting George Weah for building mansions, homes that he did not have prior to the presidency. And just so you know, maybe somebody want to question me while I'm talking about the president. The justice minister is the most powerful person in our country. But many of us don't know because the presidency overshadowed everything. We saw right here in America, sitting president of the United States was being investigated by the Department of Justice. Okay? Only the justice minister can question the president in terms of authority. So we got so many government ministers, director generals, commissioners that have built wealth in less than 5 years, that when we take into consideration their pay, it will not commensurate with their current living. We put people on payroll and send them to diplomatic posts abroad only because they're from the youth congress of the CDC. Some of them don't have no college degree. They don't even have any diplomatic training. Then they come out here because they are the one that hold our beds. They are the one that pray sink us. And then we send them to diplomatic field. Then we leave in people who are trained at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That's another corruption. We appoint one minister or we appoint one ambassador. They come to America, they bring their girlfriend, they bring their wife as first secretary, second secretary. When we got trained people, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we don't send them because it is our time. Are we seeing that when we get the people's vote, instead of us using that authority for the people, we use it for ourselves and to the detriment of the people? And this is what happened yesterday that got us to where we are in the first place. And we will continue to remind Liberian people on this platform that we need to re-examine ourselves. We need to re-evaluate our history. That's what we need to do. People, everybody got different ways of venting out their anger. Okay, everybody got different way. Prophet Gee got his way to do it. Henry Kosa got his way to do it. The Spoon Top people got different way to do it. We also got different way to do it. But what matters most to us, it is the survival of our republic. And that republic is not a vacant land. It is the people and their government. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And we're not against George Weah as a person. But we want George Weah to do better. We want George Weah to do better. Because when George Weah do better, the Liberian people will do better. And Liberia will be a better place for all of us. And that's what many of you don't understand. Many of you don't understand. If we cannot even afford to provide security and safety protection for our people, just because somebody is crew, maybe we got different affiliation with them. They buy 3 radio stations in Liberia, plus a Facebook platform. They go to Liberia, we use taxpayer money and provide them with state security. Nobody should be telling me say you can buy police officer. No, nobody. Nobody buy police officer. Nobody buy EPS, Executive Protected Service personnel, to provide a VIP protection. It is the government that made that decision to get these high-profile security people to be behind Stanton and his team. He didn't pay for them. So if we're doing it for Stanton, why not we do it for Costa too? But we even telling Costa he can't go to Liber even though you have no indictment on him. What is the crime Costa committed? Unveiled it. What is the crime Alva committed? Unveiled it. What is the crime Boima Wakana Boima committed? JB Boima committed. Unveiled it. What is the crime the former TRC commissioner, chairperson committed? Jerome Vradia, unveil the crime. What is the crime Kabina Jana committed? You have to get him out of power. Unveil the crime.
Francis, look. Josh Manawia government is the mayor have masqueraded. When they got in with the oppositions, remember they got in two states, but our Liberian people never listens. Ellen Johnson said it, but our Liberian people never listens. Now we get in power. Josh Manawia was broke down at Cheshire Rock. Now today, this guy that they call Josh Manawia, this guy, and he is an idiot of a president. He is an idiot. He is your president, but he is not my president. Because that guy is idiot to the extent that that guy he have to. Do you know that the Ghanaian president have to go to their colleagues' meetings and advise the president to stop coming to his country by night? What kind of disgraceful president he is? Nobody against Stanton Witherspoon here. But I am just unveiling the true intent of Stanton. Don't mind all the money Stanton is sharing. Don't mind it. Don't mind all the good that Stanton is doing. He is doing this good. He is doing all of this good for him to be able to capture the Liberian people's eye. He is doing all of this good for him to be able to capture the Liberian people's eye. Yeah, but when Stanton father was living, people never hear about him. He never even had the first thing that they put on radio stations. But after his father passed away, after they won that lawsuit, that's the time that all of you are saying, oh, Stanton is doing well. Because the guy is on the presidency 2029. The guy he is the sedition's perfect replacement for Josh Manawia. And that's the reason why Josh Manawia had a 4-hour discussion with them. You asked Stanton Witherspoon to discuss what he and Josh Manawia that were talking about. Stanton Witherspoon are daring. He will never say it publicly what he and Josh Manawia discussed. But Liber being Liberia, because where we are, the people are in Liberia, the people are suffering. Our brother and sister that they are suffering to the extent that a man who used to afford, that's the man that calling us today, begging us for henna. That's a man that calling us today, begging. But yet, people say, Josh Manawia government is doing well. Really? Really?
If the government doing well, America will say it. But America is saying something different.
For me,
I'm
saying it, and I'm saying it on this platform. If Stanton wants to be president, that is his choice. That is his choice. but will resist him to intellectual death. Will resist him. Oh, so you want to tell me the poor from Nima, the poor from Bon, the poor from Lofa, the poor from Bapalu, the poor from Bomi, Kepman, they cannot become president? Honestly, it's enough. Because I didn't want to train about how to lead people. I didn't want to train about the presidency. When they roll from Moravia to the junta, a looking hectare scatter. They roll from Moravia to the junta and looking hectare scatter. We will resist. We'll resist Santa Witherspoon to intellectual death. So you can keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the number to call to be part of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Yeah, my brother.
So, my people, let me tell you something. I didn't know until Stanton said it on his talk show, right? The Spoon Talk. Stanton, Witherspoon, and Joshua went to the same school, and they all graduated the same way.
We have a caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling out from?
Yeah, AB, this Witherspoon. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing quite okay.
That is
I listen to your show. I don't really know what problem you have with Witherspoon becoming president once he meets all constitutional guidelines, once he meets all constitutional requirements. He is a Liberian, regardless of which region he comes from.
But people from the southeast now that they don't want Train to be president, right?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We are Harry Fuma Moruba. Harry Fuma Moruba was vice president. Then we got Joseph Boaka was vice president. Nobody got problem with it. How many vice people became vice president?
But for me, I got problem with it.
Okay, you got problem. But look, you keep talking about Witherspoon.
Can I just provide correction really quick?
Here in the United States and government. I know some Liberian that sue, and based on that suing money, they open big businesses. There's nothing wrong with that. Donald Trump, let me tell you how he built his media empire. Donald Trump got money from his father. He took $2 million from his father. That's how he started his business, AB. So it doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kora, what is your name and where are you calling out from?
Oh, my name is Batango Belite and I call you from Minnesota, sir.
Watanga, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. And I've been following the program. And I'm kind of a little bit concerned when you try to regionalize, our political, our political system in Liberia, talking about Southeast, I'm deeply concerned because I just want to point out a few things. Joseph Boaka served 12 years as a vice president. Dr. Harris Moduba was a vice president under the Doe administration. So are you telling me that
Hello?
If Southeast not become, they have the intention that something bad? Is there any clause that Joshua have put in the Constitution that prevent anybody from running?
I'm not saying that he will be stopped. No, get me right. I'm not saying that he will be stopped. Neither do I say he is not eligible for him to be. But this is the time now for us to switch. How many times Mr. William V.S. talking where he came from? Mr. Toba, where he came from?
Maybe does it really matter in our national political discussion to talk about?
It matter to me because we have not yet tested President from Nima. We are not yet tested partner from Bon and Lofa. We are not yet tested partner from Bon. We have not yet tested partner from Kepman. So this is the time for us to switch the pendulum to the other side. That is my point.
That is your point, but is there any clause that prevents anybody to have interest in the presidency of Liberia?
I just said to you that that's.
But you can't do that.
Bye. Quarter, what is your name and where are you calling
AB, excuse me, please. Let me provide quick correction, please. Let me just provide quick correction before we take that call up.
Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah, hold on.
AB, let me provide quick information, all right? The callers talking about vice presidency, even the great United States, the vice president is not elected. The vice president is selected by the presidential candidate. Okay? So if you're talking about Harry Mudba, and you're talking about Joseph Boakai, there are two different things you're talking right there. In addition to that, my people, democracy across the globe, okay, is all about majority vote. We have come here to enlighten your thinking, to recondition your thinking. We the people, we want a level political playing field. That's our argument here. We want a level political playing field. We cannot have one group of people from one little corner, one county, two county in that region can just be one district in local county, and they want to control our lives for the next decades or century using our national resources. That is wrong. Give her the opportunity, give all of us the opportunity to participate, but you cannot start to use legal institutions to prosecute our leaders because you are in charge. Anybody can come from anywhere, but we will conscientize our people. If we have never been together, this is the best time for us to come together because the Southeasterners want to hold fast to power and to eliminate our people. And that's a fight. They have started this thing using legal institutions and carry on political prosecution of our people and making our people from bigger countries to run away from the country. This is the same thing that happened during the regime of Samuel Kanyado, when that regime suspended the constitution for 5 consecutive years. Even when the constitution got restored after the 1985 election, that behavior did not change. That behavior did not change. So if you come here, we're not telling you say don't vote for the Crew people, but the Crew people should not use our legal system, manipulate their political maneuvering, and keep succeeding each other. We will not sit there and allow that to happen. And that's our point.
Okoro, what is the name and where are you calling from?
You talking to me now?
Yes.
Hi, AB. How you guys doing in studio?
Yeah, we're doing good.
My name is Moa Moa. I'm calling from North Dakota.
Moa, go ahead.
I had interest in the conversation, and here is where I'm coming from, and driving as my own direction in regard to what you guys saying. I want to say thanks to Senator Witherspoon for the level of donation, financial help that he do for the Liberian people. I want to tell him that I appreciate him openly. Meanwhile, I'm against the president, I would say the president, meaning the government, offering Stanton Witherspoon a state security where there's no press release, even though he's a president. But there have been other dignitaries from the same United States to Liberia. They have not had the same opportunity. I think that is wrong. I think that is biased. That being selfish. I think it's not in the interest of the state, especially the masses. My second point has to do with the president meeting with the crew, the Spoon crew. So for the president to take off his working time that day and spend all that time with a guy, and I think he drove over today because the picture I see, he went to their hotel and spent all the time there. The story might be bigger than what we know. But again, we are watching, we're listening. What is done in darkness will be brought to light.
Thank you.
And what is done that is not done properly, it is not done at all. Where we stand on and Joy, we are taught, we are the people. We the one that will bring it to, and we will decide their fate. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take another caller. Caller, what is her name and where are you? Oh, we lost that caller. Let me call that caller back. I mean,
AB, they'll call by. You don't need to call them, but take
You know-
another
you know-
person
you know-
that is ready.
No color here. You know what we are saying. We are not saying that Sir Easterner can never be president. We are not saying that. But this time, after George Mena, we are been removed brutally.
Wait, why you say that? They will send national security advisor to you.
No, but they are sent it to me so many times, and my lawyer, since my lawyer responded to these idiots, they never responded again. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of George Mena for me to be able to call him an idiot of a president. The man is actually a buffoon, a man who will be president and be singing all over the place.
The man's a DJ, he's a pastor, he's just way too much.
And then our people looking at the suffering that our people are going through. Looking at the suffering that Liberian people are going through. Many of our people, they are regretting today. Now take a next caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling her from?
Yes, thank you, AB. My name is Lawrence Fala, and I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Lawrence, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I just want to speak on the issue with the regional voting. Like most of our presidents coming from the southeastern region, that is something that has to be an issue of concern. But merely the decision with electing presidents comes from the voters. So I think the voters should be the one to be highly educated on that when it comes to running their decision on how to vote. Because, I mean, it is not like tribalistic to say.
Cora, coming to you, just hold on.
The other counties that are in the north and central part of Liberia. But it is also, it will also create, like, I think one of you in studio said, a level playing field where there will be a balance of power. But if you actually look at those guys from the southeastern region, myself, I grew up in the southeastern region and I schooled over there. Those guys, they are they are highly political and they get involved into politics. Then those from the Lofa area and those from the northern area, mostly in the northern area, they get involved into farming. They are honest. They work hard for their money. Some of them.
No, but not today. Today, everybody now eyes are open when it comes to politics. Today, everybody eyes is not open when it comes to politics. So that one by you are not to convince me. I am saying the best thing that we can do now, it is to concentrate our men and women, and that's what we are doing, and that's what the platform is there for, and that's what we are consulting our brother and sister that enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. If we can, the president that have come from the southeastern side, it is more than the president that have come from other part of Liberia. If we can't.
Yeah, AB, you are right, because that is your opinion, and then you are entitled to that. But like I said, for me to conclude, the Constitution is open to anyone to become a president.
Yeah.
The three qualifications.
Coming to you, just hold on.
You should live in a country for 10 years. 2, you should be a Liberian citizen.
Okay.
3, you should be a real estate taxpayer. And 4, you should be able to show some property value in the country.
We know all
now,
that. We know all
and
that.
you have to be having like some up to $25,000 or certain amount.
Yeah, we
in your
know all of
account.
that.
So it is open to everyone, and merely your platform everybody can preach their platform to convince their people on how to vote. And if you actually look at that, there are many people from the north, from the west, from the central, I can put together to say, hey, we can carry one person to be our president.
Okay.
And that is going to be.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
it depends on the voters, as I said again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Quora, what is your name and where are you calling from? Quora, we lost that Quora.
Maybe, let me tell you something, and our audience. If you are in America or other part of the world, and you are telling us geography or tribalism or regionalistic, those are elements that don't form part of our politics in Liberia. Considering our history, you are living in the past and you are dreaming, and your dream will not be realized. How many counties in the Southeast did not vote for George Weah 2017? Show me one. Show me the counties in the Southeast that voted for Joseph Boakai. Show them to me. Just so you know, from the onset of the foundation of Liberia has always been the issue of tribe. You go back and read your history. Their social media, smartphone technology is now auto. Go back to your history and read. Go and read about Saboso, King Saboso, and King Long Peter. Go and read about them. Go and read about these people. People were living in the place called Green Coast before the modern King Liber and later became Liberia, which means free. Okay? We had a united party, a sitting united party government. The people of Foya never voted for anybody, and they always voted for kissy people. What are you talking about? In the midst of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, sitting president for almost 12 years, supporting George Weah, the people of Lofa County voted for Joseph Boakai because that's their son. The people of Nimba County consistently 3 times they have voted for Prince Johnson. Mosurado County is an elephant meat. Anybody can grab it. Anybody can grab it. We have come here to let you know Stanton Witherspoon is a possible replacement of George Weah. Take it to the bank. And it is our right, our fundamental right under freedom of speech to say what we are saying. And you can say what you want to say too. But let us be civil. We do not have fundamental problem with Witherspoon wanting to be president. I guess he's a Liberian, he's a Liberian citizen. But what we have problem with, it is the government under George Weah using taxpayer money, using taxpayer time to grant Witherspoon and his team state security to provide security or protection when our ordinary citizens cannot even stay outside of their home after 6 o'clock in the evening. That is problematic. And these are some of the things the State Department talking about. These are some of the things Joe Biden government talking about. These are some of the things the European Commission ambassador talk about. We do not even use the money other taxpayers from other countries giving us to clean our city, to clean the city, but we use it to pay political surrogates. When people write book, they put information in, conversation you have with them, they put it in the book, then you have a problem with that. When somebody tell you who you are and what you're doing is wrong, you have a problem with that, you move on and close your radio station, they go to court and wait, you can't give it still.
Even up to now.
When you illegally remove somebody, we are not just member of ECOWAS. We are founding member of ECOWAS. Turbo served as presiding officer for the formation of ECOWAS. Free information, go and check it out. Former President Turbo, Dr. Turbo, okay? So when ECOWAS quote, we, the people, Republic of Liberia was sitting right at the table to create ECOWAS code. ECOWAS code made decision against our Supreme Court decision, and you say you can't live with it. But you want people to live with the decision that you make in Liberia against other people on the basis of political prosecution, excuse me. So what we are saying, the northern part of Liberia, big counties need to see reasons to come together. Because this regime under George Weah is about to build a cruel southeastern Congo political cartel against the people.
That's a fact.
And let me tell you something. Whether you take it or you don't take it, this is a fact. It has always happened. It will continue to happen if we don't erect political and necessary checkpoints. The presidency in Liberia is immense. Few weeks ago, George Weah announced to our parliament during the state of whatever address he called it, 2 hours 35 minutes, that they were already taking money to buy cars for the chiefs. What happened to those cars? The government did not put on it, donated by the government of the Republic of Liberia to the chiefs of Lofa, but the government put it on it, donated by George Weah. George Weah to the chief of Lofa, donated by George Weah to the chief of Grand Cru, donated by George Weah to the chief of Lofa County, or whatever you name it. That is corruption. There is no certain opposition political party leader that is able to do that at this point, and the government should not do it. Why? The government does not have its own money. It is the people's money, and should not be done like that by George Weah. That's massive corruption, both economic and political, and inducement using taxpayer money. Using taxpayer money. And when you do that, that is not political playing field. When you're chasing people because they made an opinion in chamber, in session, and you're chasing them, that will now give them the opportunity to contest the elections. That will pour fear in the people. And again, another thing that really baffles my thinking is every time we're talking this, we're making this kind of having this hard conversation, strong conversation. People say, oh, you only that thing there, we can't go back to where we come from. And let me tell you something. Even the great United States did not get here on silver platters. Most successful countries struggle to get to where they found themselves, including Ghana. You know how many coups General Williams staged to get Ghana to where it is? You go read. Their social media is not too bad. But before you come here sometime to post this thing, because we are already ready history. We don't know it all. But what we're talking here, we know about it. Because we were born in it. We suffer. God bless us when deviant come to this country. And you got people jealous out here that sit in their little corner and just look at black, they call it white. They look at white, they call it black. And that's disappointing. A Liberia will continue to go to removing president to make Liberia better and to minimize corruption, then we should do it. If that's the only thing they can understand, then we need to do it. And that's what Des Moines said the last time they collected him, they put him to jail. And that was the truth. The government of Liberia, they don't understand any conversation. They don't understand any citizen protest. They don't understand any citizen disagreement or conversation. All they understand is AK-47. By the time you take it, they will sign up. And that's a reality.
You know,
if you don't want us to go there, and now we got social media and we got smartphone technology, and our people can be in local country, they listen to us, then you need to tell your president and your government to start to behave better and to let go those things that got us to be where we are. American government finna telling them. They say they're coming up with targeted sanction. Why you think United States government have said it with consistency that they're coming in with targeted sanction? They're not coming in with blanket sanction because the people will suffer. But guess what? It is sanction of the president. The president already won't go nowhere. We don't. So if you don't want us to go back to where we came from, then we, the government people, we need to start doing things better than we are doing. This is our time. We need to let it go. Let it be Liberian people time. We get hydro bill based on what the former government told us. We got more power that is being produced by that hydro that we don't even need. But then how can they just where the government have been in power for 4 years already? They cannot even carry on transmission and distribution of power. In Morovia, people that needs it and they can pay for it. We cannot even get social services. I don't know how many foreign investment we got in St. Joshua Kingdom Power. Total that were there, the gas station company, they're already gone. They're gone. Okay? Jean Eto, the election commission chairperson, LACC indicted that woman. She still enjoyed the confidence of the president. She still enjoyed. And y'all know the reason for that. Y'all know it. I ain't got to tell you. So many people. How come Liberia is so poor? Somebody might die. They build concrete over there and they put fan and blow in the grave.
And they put TV there as well. TV.
And they say they put TV there.
I'm telling you, they put TV there.
How can we are provided for Stanton with? It's not jealousy. This is a reality. If I go to Liberia tomorrow, you should do the same thing for me. Or a Costa go there tomorrow, if I in the first place, get Costa equipment to him.
But not to cut
Root
you off.
FM, get the equipment to him.
Not to cut you off. Send Patrick Honda. He said you're opening his stations. The government refused for Honda
to give him license.
Yeah. Then they might take a case to the Supreme Court. Up to now, the Supreme Court is there to rule on that issue.
Because the Supreme Court is Judge we are Supreme Court. D15 was to read it for Costa. They stopped DeLong and Nyombly that own that station. My people, let tussle and tussle. I ain't got no problem with Stanton Witherspoon and his family, how they got their money, how they get in, none of my business. Myself, if I get lucky, I sue and I get money, I will use it. But the problem here is that nepotism, regionalism, tribalism, whatever you call it, it caused problem for us yesterday. We need to stop it. We need to stop it because it is not a good practice. Mm-hmm. It is not a good practice. We're not saying you can't offer police to provide security for CEO Spoon and his delegation, but it should not be the way it is. It shouldn't be. Even the American ambassador, I don't think Judge we have ever offer 4 hours 30 minutes in audience for American ambassador to Liberia. Trust me, go check it out. So he can become president, no problem. When Liberian people give it to him. But we are saying there must be a level playing field that everyone will feel at peace and treated equally to hustle this national cake. If you say we're inciting people, then you need to tell the government to stop inflating our people with poverty, disease, and lack of hope.
Our Liberian people are already started saying that Stanton Witherspoon is a new ATM machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In town, yeah.
Yeah. Because of the way And you know they did it to Thomas Fala. They said Thomas Fala was the new ATM. When Thomas Fala was going to share money, the Liberian people know how to chop your money. The Liberian people don't know it. But this Josh Manawia, this was the greatest mistake that we did by electing the fool. Josh Weah is a fool.
Liberian people already came low, super low.
You know?
Super low.
Super low we came. But the Liberian people, they had one thing in mind, that Josh Manawia was a son of a peasant, was a son of a market woman. That he know the suffering of the Liberian people, that he is coming to liberate the people, the masses. That was that thing. But this man came to power. This man came to the presidency. After 3 months, the man started to demolish his house on our street. The man decided to demolish his house on our street. After that, the man decided to build duplexes. And then you call that the man get money. The man get money. Why the man never built duplexes at the time he was senator? Why he never broke down his home at the time he was senator?
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to tell me that Josh Manawia, a criminal like that he suffered to get his money? Is that what you are telling me? A man who used to take plane by night, jet, to go to Jackie Abia, to the extent that the president of Ghana have to warn him seriously among his comrades. So you want to tell me that that fool calling himself president, that the man went to summit, the man went to the summit where in 30 minutes was offered to him, the EU. You go check, because many of you guys don't read. You go check. But the Ghanaian president will give him 15 minutes into that summit. The man was able to pull business people to come to his country. Billionaire were able to pull from UAE to go to Ghana. The first man investor that went to Liberia, guess what they did? The people, Nathaniel followed my girl. They croaked that guy. Croaking. Tell him lie, because that is a crook behavior. But lying to someone, that is crooked. The man left from Liberia. He have never put food. No investor. Companies are closing. Down to Coca-Cola factory that is in Liberia, they cut down the manpower. And then you want for us to believe that Liberia will be better under someone from the Southeast. Is that what you're telling me? When the people could not be able, at the time they were president, they have been president, they did never construct a road that leading from Moravia to go to their hometown. Then you want to tell me that we should give power again to the people? Is that what you're telling me? That you get in car to go to Maryland, you got to spend days on road. Is that what you're telling me? Sometimes we can be fool, but we can be fool all of the time. Enough is enough. Stanton Witherspoon, I don't hold nothing against him. I don't hold nothing against him. But we'll resist to intellectual death. We'll resist it to the core. What are Josh Manawia become president 2023? But after Josh Manawia leave from power, so help me God. So help me God. That's what I have to say. Keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the number to call. Yeah. And you know what helped me? The poor neck can be out of be telling me that Josh Manawia we are having 80-something million. Oh. Anyway, That is.
It is something million he could not rehabilitate his homes until he became president. Even the house on rehab. I was there February 2018.
Okay.
It was Minister of Public Works that went there to carry on some enhanced, Liberian strengthening. Executive Marshal already under heading for 12-year renovation they finish, but they still sending money there. Just we have become president, instead of them speeding that up, they use our taxpayer money through Minister of Public Works to go to a house and build some kind of ark and carry on security enhancement with concrete. That brother, some other country, people can abuse power. I don't understand. Leaders abuse power so bad until the ordinary people can see a kolo. Let me speak the Liberian way. But my people, let me tell you something. Those of you that think we are not seeing what we're supposed to be seeing, you don't have to be here. Go from your own platform. But guess what? There are even other good followers here.
Yeah.
Who are our kind of people that follow every day. Read the comments. They are even talking about what we're saying. It would be important for our people to relay to register. But probably, Joe, we are government may not allow our thing to be relayed. Because it is hard truth. It hurt. Even in the family, even ordinary friendship. Liberian people don't like truth telling. And they don't accept the truth. Many of us, that is who we are. It's just simple. We need to stop any form of bad governance. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. Nigerian men went to Liberia. I can still remember, I think it was 2000.
Oh, what Diggy?
Now we'll go digging on. This guy carry almost $500,000 US in some kind of briefcase and money in his pocket. You know who was his lawyer that time? It was current Minister of Justice. No, Minister of Justice, Musa Dean. Philip Banks was the Minister of Justice under Ellen. John Security confiscated that money from that Nigerian man on ground that he's not supposed to do that. But guess what? In Liberia, we have a law on the book that if anybody go to Liberia with more than $25,000 USD, and not even specify, it's $25,000, 25% of that money should be confiscated from that person and put it in the government budget. That money business led to the forceful resignation of Phyllis Banks. But guess what? We mess up people then. Phyllis Banks left the Minister of Justice, heading Putin to somewhere that did not require any confirmation hearing. He became the chairperson of Law Reform Commission at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We don't know what kind of work they did, that commission or committee, whatever you call it. I don't know what kind of work they did. And before the end of the Turner Ellen regime, first time Ellen sent Philip Banks to Supreme Court as one of the justices. You see that? So that was bad. Our West African brother in America, there is no limit on any amount you can bring to the country. But there is a limit when it comes to money that you can take out of this country. There is a limit. If you put money in your pocket or in your briefcase, it past $10,000, you're taking it out, you're on your own. But you see our country? You see our country? So these ugly things continue to happen. These ugly things continue to happen. So we bring finance minister that openly told us $25 million was put in the back of those SUVs and they took it to their crew brothers for exchange bureau. in Douala, according to him, in red light, and down water side. What kind of economic policy is that? I don't even know why he's not coming on Spoon to lecture them again. So the whole Spoon Talk story is not about idea, my people. Stanton Witherspoon is a fine man, a family man, I'm told.
Yeah, he's a family
The
man.
problem we got is, and that is the reason why we brought it to you, our audience. We need equal justice, equal treatment, and equal opportunity for whatever we Liberians want to do. And our government should provide a level playing field for all of us across the board. Lacking some and not lacking some? No, shouldn't be. Because we encountered problems yesterday because of that behavior. And we need to stop. And we're not stopping. The former government did similar thing. You also Eddie Johnson said it up front. Al Jazeera, right? She said her son had, I don't know what kind of skills to be our company chairperson, and they collapsed the company, and she go into our coffer and pay them severance benefit for doing a bad job. They generally posted on her, and they may have more information on Liber, and she got angry on camera, just from her body language. So leaders, our leaders, don't want us to question them. Certain citizens, you allow them to open and operate radio stations. But certain citizens who are your critics, you don't want them to open and operate radio stations. Then you go and tell Stanton Witherspoon and his team, you are down to earth. You believe in criticism that makes you strong. That's not true. It is not true. George Weah and his own cousin, Salisa Diba, who was technical director for Luther before he came to power, he removed it. They don't even speak. Only because Salisa spoke the truth. Bocha, he doesn't speak to him.
Yeah.
And even people that play alongside with George Weah during Lone Star days, when he was technical director, you talk back to George Weah, you're not playing. This is the man we made president. How can somebody be rich, man? They had a little bit of homes in Liberia. George Weah did not have any foundation. Yeah, he gave some handout to our people in the refugee camp. That's true. But for someone to worth $84 to $85 million, and King Lodge was literally going down the drain, they didn't fix it. They didn't demolish it and rebuild it. Rehab the same thing. They may never have helicopter for rent. He became president in 72 hours. He got private jet. And y'all, the stupidation, let me borrow it from Costa. You ain't want us to say it's okay. Y'all leave the man alone. You're jealous of this man. We're not jealous of the man. This man is repeating the problems that took us from moving forward and got us from going backward in the region. Even Sierra Leone, in terms of development, they're ahead of us. Liberian government cannot even offer sustainable electricity for the people of Morovia. West Africa Power Pool comes in under diplomatic arrangement. We will offer you what you need. They can't even pay the bills, but they pay each other. And we all were talking about the budget. That budget passed. Do you have any idea? The president put in that budget $120 million for county tour. That one not part of the president budget. That one just for county tour. Who spent that money? Why can't we give it to county development funds that we already created by law? How can we taking people from CDC, sending them to abroad to represent us as foreign service officers when they got no training at all? We're making superintendent, I ain't even finished. We're making people city mayors in various counties that I ain't even finished from, that didn't even graduate from high school. Just because they are sedition, we'll give it to them.
Yeah.
You can empower your partisans, but you can't do it like that to the detriment of the state. What are they going to bring? What are these people going to bring back to Liberia? We make somebody ambassador. They come into United Nations, they bring their wife and make them first secretary. Now United States say your husband in trouble here, you need to go.
Yeah.
We make somebody ambassador, they get their girlfriend, they bring them second secretary. Commercial attaché. They got no idea about that job. Just because their boyfriend got it, or their husband got it, or their wife got it, bang! We ain't got nobody that qualify. How can somebody play successful football? Africa best, Europe best, and world best under his watch. Lone Star could not even play their qualifying series in Liberia. The country is now award nothing. Why? FIFA say your pitch is not good. Your stadium is not good. It's not habitable enough for the game to be played there. That reality, you can't take it. You can't take that reality too. No sport academy in Liberia. 4 years now, going to 5 years under George Weah watch. Somebody who whole life, even today, the way can play, he can still play better football. So his whole life is football. Even though he becoming a DJ now. He becoming a good pastor now. He becoming a good singer now. He becoming a very good woman now because he got multiple ones. That's why Honorable J.K. Koba giving trophies. Best lover of the year. Come on. There are people that play along with Josh Weah. For those of you that follow sports, that didn't even reach to his level. But the contribution they carry on, the development they carry in their own country, you can't even compare with what Josh Weah did. That $1 to $2 he gave to Liberians in refugee camps, doing our war. Other people get it. Floor narrative, oh, George Weah took care of the Lone Star doing the war. That's not true. George Weah was always reimbursed, especially during Taylor time. Whenever he spent money to bring the team to Liberia or to go to play somewhere, just reimbursing. And besides Samuel Kanyando, post-war Liberia, after the first war, for the most part, Charles Taylor government paid the highest intense salary per game to Lone Star players. Go check it out. So when some of you guys argue with Joe Weah just on the basis of sentiment, and you say Joe Weah is a good family man. But guess what? He got 3 children outside that union. I think Claire Weah is a very good woman. Stubborn, constructive stubbornness. Because somebody married, they legally married, they're living together. I know he made some trips to play football, right? But he born 3 children by different women doing that union. He only stopped there. He sat down and discussed his wife, bedroom activity with friends. And you can sit down here and want to trash talk. I want to trash talk. It's out. It's out. Discuss the people's daughter with his friends. And a good president, your guy. Oh, they made your jealousy. They made who want jealousy? They made a president want jealousy. They made a president, that everybody president. But he's not operating like that. He's operating based on friendship. And people that don't say anything towards a bad governance behavior. Everybody ain't going to praising the government or the people in the government. You don't have to like me. You know what? I'm going to go to work by 9 o'clock tomorrow. And that's all I need to do.
the thing about Witherspoon, people keep saying with jealousy because of his money. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Witherspoon money. His money is not putting bread on my table. But what we are saying, what I am saying, I know that the sedition will be happy. I know that for sure. But after George Manaria leave the presidency, let the Southeasterners say goodbye to our country presidency. Because any of them try it, we would organize ourselves intellectually. We'll confiscate them intellectually. We'll sanfoon them. Because we have given power to them before. They never developed their own role that leading from Moravia to go to that country. Every single in just done. Every single in just done. So I'm not discussing somebody who is already a fiadudu. But Spoon, if you know what I know, then you continue doing that humanitarian job, what you say you're doing. But 2029, what I am hearing, that certain Witherspoon want to be the standard bearer for CDC, that one part, you just leave it Liberian people. We know how to chop people money. Y'all go ask Kennedy Sunny. Y'all go ask Kennedy Sunny wherever he is. Y'all go ask Councilor Vanny Sherman where he is. Y'all go and ask.
Y'all go ask Mel Jones,
Y'all go
the
and
former
ask
governor of Central Bank.
Mel Jones. Y'all go and ask him. Y'all go and ask them. Y'all think Liber like that animal farm? Y'all think so? Anyway.
But AB, let me just give them the political calculus as a political analyst. The plan of the seditions and the George Weah-led government, CDC behind the scene. Y'all know inside the CDC, y'all said, some of you that are on this platform telling you all kinds of stuff, but we don't really care about that. You know what? Even in heaven, God that created the earth and the heavens, he has a disciple that went against him. So I don't even care whether you go against me. You call me all kinds of things. I don't care. But the fact that you are even sitting under my voice and hearing the hard truth, that motivates me most. Okay? This is a political calculus. YOLO inside the CDC in real time. Take Joy out. Joy is out. She's just there for being there sick because they signed a coalition agreement with the MPP. There is no possible replacement for George Weah as a presidential candidate after 2023. So what they're doing here now is they spoon talk Stanton Witherspoon and his seditions panelists beside Adulai for the most part, because the other two people there, they are ANC, and the ANC may ain't going to survive it, so eventually they will join one CDC. I believe they're going to go. Okay, I don't want to call name. Now, constitutionally, hopefully George Weah will do it, but whether he wanted or not, he will be forced to do it. Anyway, after 2 terms, he got to get up. So the political calculus, number one calculus is going to be Stanton Witherspoon will either join the CDC and they carry a standard bearer 2029 elections, or Stanton Witherspoon and his team going to establish another political party as a plan B. Plan B political party, he will go with that. By the time everything is okay, they do the same kind of kangaroo coalition. The CDC and then Witherspoon party, they join together. Now the spoon tour is already covering every part of the country, so you will be compared to listen to them. Y'all take this analysis to the bank. I told you the last time what's going to happen to Alexander Cummings. You're already seeing it. I told you on the platform what's going to be the outcome of the whole Samuka scheme. And they opened it. The government have not told us that they have arrested Samuka and placed in Bahamba. The government have not told us that the other core defendants have been placed behind bars, but they have taken Samuel's position and they put it out there for another son of Lofa to go for it. And guess what? They are thinking about putting Moses Koli forward, the former Unity Party representative though. He was Labor Minister. He was Labor Minister in the George Weah government because he supported CDC doing the runoff. I'm not too positive about that story, but that's what happened. So, Nukwe bought his slot as Aviation Director General. Nukwe went to Magibi and won senatorial position. So, obviously, the Aviation Authority became vacant. So, they told Moses Koli from Labor Ministry and carry him to Aviation Authority. Moses Koli now is the one they're building to send to Lofa to contest Samuka old post. That's the game they're playing right now. They are using other Lofians to divide the votes. But all we got to do, I hope the opposition calculating well. I hope they're calculating well. Whatever issue they have prior to Samuka contesting, they need to resolve it amicably behind the scene and carry Councillor Jara. Councillor Jara will be the best person to beat any candidate from the ruling establishment because he been in the county, he has carried on a lot of developmental initiative, and you know what? He is a household name in Lofa County. For the sake of political harmonization, for the sake of political cohesiveness among the people of Lofa County, you should not allow any toxic chemical political element to take that seat. You gotta swallow all your greed, your Lofa people, all your bikate, the Liberian way, all your nyama stuff, and hold hands together. Because the cruel kingdom that these people want to keep in our mansion perpetually, the southeastern political cartel that they have built and they want to continue to nurture it, we got to have some people to pull hold on it. And the way to pull hold on it is to do everything humanly possible to grab some relevant seats at the level of representation in the House and in the Senate. That's the way we're going to make sure we pull hold on it. And come 2023, then we see what happens. Either way, we need to come together. Bigger counties, Nimba, Lofa, Bon, Magibi, Basso, and Western Liberia. Because what we see now, they succeeded doing the NTLA. They did not have any representation in those small counties. And they put down a base of 2 representatives. And their argument was flaws, but they beat our people. And that became a law today. The Liberian Constitution 1986, 20 to 27,000 to get a district. There were counties that were under 54, 55, 51,000 human beings there. What was the argument during the NTLA, Judy Bryan time? Those people left from Grand Crew and they came and settled in Nukutan. But why you didn't send them back? So the people of Lofa went back home, right? The people of Nimba County went back home, right? Who caused that problem in the first place? It was the government that caused that problem. Because the government misbehavior, like a dassical behavior, led to the Civil War. So representation is not based on forest. It's not based on rivers. It is based on human beings. population, even the great United States. North Dakota got one representative. I always make a reference to North Dakota because I live here and I know it. Okay? They did it and they make it with law. And today, they get more representation than us. Because our threshold is different from their threshold. Like, for example, Nimba County, Bond County, and Lofa. We got less people because we got population. They didn't give us no base. They just went by the law. Southeastern counties, they gave them a base of 2, including Grand Judah. So they could only get qualified for one. They said, no, we can't get one representative for whole county. But county, you get 2 senators. The same thing in the United States. When you get statehood, you automatically get 2 senators for your state. But representative, the House of Representatives is based on numbers. So big counties, we need to wake up from our slumbers. We need to start talking. And we need to infiltrate these people so they cannot succeed building this Southeastern cartel and nurture it at the expense of our people. And you need to wake up.
You know, my friend and brother, I know that we are coming to the end of this talk show. But you know what have me here is for our brother to say that, that we're jealous in Stanton. I'm not jealous in Stanton. No. The same thing Stanton doing in America here, I can do the same thing. The same thing that Stanton doing, I can do the same thing. But the fact of the matter is that what belongs to us should not be taken and be given to a single handpick of people. No, that's not how power is. All in all, I am just saying, and I will remain very key. For Stantons, he is a humanitarian, he is a good guy. But we're resisting to intellectual death. 2029, that's our time. We're resisting to intellectual death. That's what I have to say. My brother, what's the parting statement?
All right, before I make my parting statement, I want to do my small commercial again. All right, my people? We do small advocacy, we do small business. Don't forget to contact the KMC team. We are immigrant organization, and we help our people in the community with their paperwork through affordable quality family-based immigration services, such as filing for wife, husband, children, parents, and fiancé visa. We are also licensed to do life insurance and to do auto insurance referrals, social services, non-contested divorce across the 50 states, wherever you live. The good news is we can easily interact with you and get your paperwork done just through email, WhatsApp, and maybe telephone conversation. Our phone consultation is free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. The telephone numbers are posted on our social media page, and hopefully soon we'll get everything ready and running straight up. Our phone numbers are 267-648-8012, 701-620-7009. Call us anytime and come to the corner of your solution. Thank you and have a nice night.
Samuel Connie, love to Samuel. Samuel, how you doing?
Samuel,
sorry, I came
on
late.
The parable man.
Yeah, how is the guy that? How is the one that calling you parable man? How?
I mean, don't post saying my career. Leave me and have a friendship. I take you.
Okay.
How you doing, Francis?
But me, are doing all
Hi
right.
to the rest
Our
of
last
the listening audience.
Our last speaker.
What? Yeah, you guys going all right?
Yeah, yeah, but you're our last speaker, so just go ahead. You have all the time.
What you guys are talking about? The new investor in town?
Yeah, that new investor in town we're talking about.
You know, sometimes Liberian people, they are not serious. Senator Witherspoon going in town, passing around from one person to another, from one place to another to show off, and thinking that this is how he's going to buy political relevance in Liberia. You know, John Calando said it. And Liberian people not paying attention. And when you say these things, sometimes they say you are preaching tribalism, sectionalism. But it's unfortunate that the big counties will sit there that got developmental brain, will allow the boys that only offer parties on the southeast to keep running that country. And the more we give them the chance, the more they will take that country down the drain. But it will not happen on our watch. We will remind the Liberian people. And when the right time comes, we will get there. We will get there, AB. You know, Senator Witherspoon is just getting into the thing. They don't know really what to go. And they just trying to buy public sentiment. If you can't swim, when you find people standing to the edge of the river, a group of boys swimming, don't get in the river with them because you don't know if they're going to cross the river or they will stop in the middle. Senator Witherspoon should not join in Liberian politics when he can't play politics. He needs to stay away. Because that game he's playing, we know that game. We know that game he's playing. They think it really piss me off when Liberian men get money. They don't go back and open businesses or factories like some other countries will do. Everything Liberian men can carry by like donation, a foundation. How many foundations we got in our country that are useless, they are not productive? When will we hear say Liberian men go back and start a factory or start a business that will create jobs and give other people the opportunity? When will we stop treating our people like babies? When the mother don't mix the milk and give it to that child, the child doesn't suck on it. When Liberian men will stop doing that? Senator Witherspoon got money to do other businesses. What he doing? Radio station? He's in the media to make himself look popular for now, and then later he will come back and say, oh yes, this is Senator Witherspoon. That's the game being played. But Senator Witherspoon should understand that the time will come. No matter how long the tree grows, the tree can grow more than the leaves. No matter how long the tree grows, my brother, it can't grow more than the leaves. Senator Witherspoon time will come. We will deal with him when the right time comes, my brother. Let him pass around and be speaking to everybody. Like I said, he must go deep. What a man is. Let Charles Bronson from the grave and speak to him too. They will know he's serious. Let him go deep. Deep Bronson out.
They put according that new ATM machine in town.
My brother, you know, they play Liberian now reach my brother that water draft CEC. Now, even Buka eating Buka. Anybody that go in that country with small mouth, the man will hang on you. You know what I mean for a vice president? You know when we tell the people back then that Spoon TV were working for the government, they did not believe it. The people that can go on Spoon Talk, to go spend time and listen to those people, now they have seen what Senator Witherspoon and his boys been doing in the back. They shouldn't be surprised one of these days when they see Senator Witherspoon running on CDC ticket as the next Senator Burrow when Joe Weah leaves. They shouldn't be shocked because that's one of his targets. He and McGill. They shouldn't be surprised. So the only people that don't know that the people that are not really following trends and don't really have eyes in Liberia, but we that got eyes and ear in our place, we know what's going on. They can't fool us, my brother. They can't fool us. We know what's going on there. They can't be in a town and tell somebody what's happening in the bush. They can't work. We know what's happening there. So let it keep, like, Senator Witherspoon want him to go. All the old politicians in that die. You should dig them out and go take a picture with them. How you will gain popularity when the time can will cross that bridge. Just take care of them, man.
Thank you.
You're sorry for holding you guys up late. I've been sick this week. I have not been following.
Yeah.
Anthony, no one is jealous of Senator Witherspoon, okay? No one here is jealous. No one here is jealous of anyone. But because some of you guys cannot look beyond what's happening there. Some of you guys not looking beyond that. You think why is there when something happens, Senator Witherspoon donate spoon donation? When were you say spoon factory? He got money to open business. It's not just him. This go even to Dr. Cassell. I leave Dr. Cassell try. The open farm and other businesses that people are working. When were our people that come here and become successful, go back home, open businesses, and they can be able to empower people? Everything they can carry in up there, foundation. They're waiting for something to happen to the people so they can get there something, so they can buy popular sentiment. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? It's just so unfortunate, man. The Spunta men reaping their result, man. They men getting their result in the government.
Yeah, no.
For promoting the government up and down.
Yeah, the man gets state security. Can you imagine? The man having state security. Then when we
they made deputy the security man. I said, wow.
What we call the people that Spoon TV were working. Let me tell you, Eddie, you see that deal Spoon TV got? They wanted to get that deal to Costa refused. And they said Euro were going to control him. I have had my girl engage Spoon TV, Senator Witherspoon, and Senator took that deal. I was how they started promoting the government bit by bit. And guess what? All the ANC folks, you see that, and you see that, they're already promoting the government indirectly. Like Dr. Francis, and you name the rest. All of them, that CDC, they're promoting that, but they don't know now. They will get to know later. They will get to know later. That's why when you go on, when you used to go on Spoon Talk, they pay you $1,000 or more. Prophet Key exposed them. They never call him back. They never call him back. And they kept pushing their message gradually until they got their platform to where it is today. It goes to the Liberian people. I think Spoon TV is working in the interest of the common people. Now they know that Spoon TV is helping George Weah to punish the people and inflict more pain on them. That's what they are doing. That's exactly what they are doing. Ben Savi said that Ben Savi is part of Musa Bilete team that helped to destroy the Liberty Party today. That end up destroying the CPP. That one, the NCA. And one thing I want to talk on, AB, people say, why JMB left? Why JMB left? AB, you can eat egg, right? You can eat egg?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yes.
Do you know the egg you're eating? The egg you're eating is not chicken?
Yeah,
you know that?
I know that.
When that egg hatches, it becomes a chicken with fella and poop. Do you eat a chicken with a fella?
No.
Beautiful. Whenever you're eating the egg, it has not developed fellas, you eat the egg. The day that egg has to become chicken again, fella, you have to distinguish the fella from the chicken itself and the poop from the chicken. When JMB identify the time to distinguish things, he has to do it, my brother. We all eat egg, we not know we're eating a chicken, fella, right? But the day we know that that chicken that egg have hatched, it become a chicken, my brother. You don't eat it with a fella. Liberian people, y'all be smart. I only using wisdom. You cannot see fire and join it. Let me tell you, maybe when you finish burning the fire in the interior, ask the people, you can't burn the fire and go on the scene there. You have to wait for the fire to cool down, then you walk on it. Else when you walk there, you get burned. When CPP were hot, the only wait for it to calm down, he assess things first and see all the air that burn before he go on the farm. I bring for you're not smart. I think JB not know what he's doing. You think why the old man is retreating now? That way, every single play, the orchestrator for that old man will not work. We only job here with how you call it, with blood voting. Just start crying. The only job here, LP living, you start crying. And you hear the criminal from, how you call it, the Senate there, all of them complaining because these were the people that Madam Sally was depending on for Cummings to get their free money so they could betray that old man. But God will expose all your plans because you guys don't have any good intent for that country. You guys do not have any good intent for that country. Your only intent is to get free money and eat it, and that's it, and let the common people suffer. The common we are complaining, the former senator, I don't know whatever. Oh, let's say in the CPV, let's say in the United, I mean straight United. That one bleed here cost that here cost that whole while they need put me finger to go finger the document. Maybe the Liberian people will learn the hard way. The person that put the people in the mother can get banned, but you that take the person and beat the people, they say, oh, that heavy beat the people in the mother. So now say the man that put it there, I saw. When Kumi was finger in the document and jumping on plane going to America and disrespecting JMB, he never had Barney. JMB withdraw now from the CPP, they make it a big beating. Have a good day, my brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, Sen is interesting. You know,
Very interesting.
He come here with a lot of parables.
They're quite a parable, man.
Is that Sen grew up around the old people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, when you grow up around the old people, you can be full of parables. Well, anyway, folks, that will come to the...
Yeah, it be just a few seconds. You know, I think I'm a crazy statement. I only did my commercial. Just so you know, Johnson Ado Emmanuel. If you are stay on and listening to us, the telephone numbers are 267-648-8012.
Hello.
267-648-8012. 701-620-7009. Please, if you're not able to get it for any reason, you can go on our Facebook page. All the information, including telephone number, are posted there. All right. Thank you very much. Somebody calling?
Yeah, somebody on the line.
You want to take that call and then we can call it a day.
Okay.
Yeah,
My name is Jim. I call from Minnesota. AB, I've been listening to your show. I don't see no problem with Mr. CEO, Mr. Witherspoon becoming president. I mean, he's a born Liberian. It's his right to become president. So if he's doing for the Liberian people, where's the big deal inside? He's giving to the Liberian people. How many people in America already give to Liberian people?
Okay.
So I don't really see the CEO. I mean, if you want to be president 2023, I mean, this is right. So I think you should embrace this. You should be happy on the show that he is running for president, and that he want to become president with a good intention.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That is in the just we are to us.
Wait,
now we see the other side.
Go ahead. Your party's still on, bro.
All right, folks. So what I want to say tonight again, we want to say thank you very much for joining us tonight. And we are hopeful that you will continue to join us, because the conversation we bring to your plate on this platform is a different conversation, and we are real, and you might classify us based on your own understanding of what we're talking about. But we too, we are human beings. We don't know it all, but we are making a contribution. I will say emphatically clear, we do not have a problem with CEO Stanton Witherspoon. We applaud him for the level of donations he's giving us, money that he worked for very hard, he's giving out to Liberians. But the problem we have is the corruption aspect, and the corruption is not coming from him. It's coming from our government under George Weah. And that's what we get problem with. If we will allow some, we should allow all. If we cannot even allow other people to get license to operate radio station in Liberia, and we cannot even allow Henry Costa, let me call him out because he's already in the media, to relay his talk show, his voice, on D15. If we cannot even allow Costa to go to Liberia only because he criticized her, and Joshua stayed with Stanton, Witherspoon, and his team 4 hours teleminute, and they're going to his church tomorrow using our taxpayer time and our taxpayer money, to provide Stanton, Witherspoon state security, VIP protection people, that is corruption. I don't care how you feel about it, that is corruption. Those of you that say we're jealous of Witherspoon, it is on you. Witherspoon is ready in America, we are ready here too. Everybody, Lord, don't come the same day, not the same time. Okay? Blessed come once a time when the old men decide. All right? Our issue here is things that our government did that got our country to be way behind the next 150 years. The government is still doing that same thing. The same thing the government did that led to another government putting government official on open killing spot. That government that did that, they even did something worse than that, Liberian way. And that led to the Civil War, 2 civil wars. The behavior, that corrupted behavior has not changed yet. It continued to evolve from one point to another point, from one government to another government. And that behavior
I'm Timothy Smith
on
calling
the
from
part of
Stanton.
our government needs to change, and need to change now.
Okay.
Anybody under the Liberian 1986 Constitution, you already know the requirements, right? You can want to become president, wanting to become president, and the people electing you or not electing you, are 2 different things you're talking about.
No,
But we want to make sure, that our government that we have surrounded our political rights to must create a level playing field for all of us, regardless of our criticism and regardless of which country we come from, regardless of what tribe we belong to. And we should not, that government should not build a cruel kingdom or southeastern political cartel that only favor that group of people and using the rest of the people through cash inducement, political inducement, and other vices that undermine our prosperity as a country, our peace as a country, our unity as a country, and our development as a country. That's why we continue to push. That's our agenda on this platform. And we'll continue to do just that. Without much ado, I want to say thank you very much for following us tonight. And hopefully you should come tomorrow or whenever we have the opportunity to be here. We too, we're cracking. This is not all we do. We got passion for this and we are committed to doing just this. Thank you very much and have a nice night.
Thank you. We have Samuel. Samuel, what do you say?
Yeah, Ebi, no, I just taking 2 minutes. The last parable, people asking the poop in the mother. Did the poop in the mother that the problem that was created in ANC, because in the CPP, because poop is not a good thing, right? When Cummins and Belete were putting it in the motor, that is when they were creating the problem in the CPP. They never had bad name. JMB is the one that taking the pencil to beat it for them. That is JMB taking the UP out of the CPP. Now they want to blame JMB for putting out. Why you never blame Cummins for fingering that document and refusing to admit, as old as he is, to admit that, gentlemen, yes, I did this, but I'm very sorry. Let's find a way to move on. You people not blaming him, but you're blaming JMB today for retreating or extracting the UP out of the CPP. So that's the meaning of that parable there. Don't blame where you fall, blame where you stump your toes. Where you fall is just the end game, that the result. Where you stump your toes, that's the problem right there. For those that are still asking questions. Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you. And for us, nobody against Stanton Witherspoon. Nobody, none of us against it. What I am saying it's about time that Liber produce the next president for Nimba, Lofa, Cape Mount, Bon, and you can name the rest. In fact, Bapolu, you can just name the rest. But any attempt by Stanton Witherspoon will resist it to intellectual death. That's what I have to say. Well, before I go, let me play you Madame Salif interview. Anyway, oh, we having a quarter here. Oh, anyway, that's how we'd like to come to the very, very end of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. See you when I see you. Bye-bye for now, and have a great night. And for those of you guys who are saying, you know, the mayor is against Stanton Witherspoon, we are not against him. We are not against him today. We are not against him tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Have a